Hey y'all, and welcome to episode 86 of the Crazy Sock Lady podcast. My name is Kay, and this is my YouTube channel where I chat about all of my knitting, sometimes crocheting, and other crafty adventures. So today is Wednesday, January. It is not January. We have made it out of January. It's February. It is Wednesday. Okay, drink more coffee. It's Wednesday, February 5th. I got it out. Goodness. I've, of course, got coffee today because it's still the morning and I've got it in. I don't think that I've shown this since I got it on the podcast. I could have. I'm trying to be very careful and not spill this coffee because it's still very hot. But this is the mug that I picked up last time I was up in Flagstaff. I picked it up at Pearl and the Pines Yarn Shop. I will link the maker down below. I don't know if you can order them online or if he just does like wholesale, but regardless, I will, at the very least, if there's no online shop, I will link his Instagram so that you can follow him because look how pretty that is. It's gorgeous. Love it. So yes, drinking some coffee. And ready to chat about all of the wonderful knitting things with you guys. There's a couple of very exciting things today. We actually have 3 giveaway winners to announce. Yep, 3. So stay tuned till the end. They're going to be a little bit spread out throughout this episode. So we have that. I have a finished pair of socks to share with you guys and 1 pair of socks that I'm working on. I think I shared them last week. Socks for Wyatt. We have some prizes that have came in for the Stash Busters Cal. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as The Crazy Sock Lady. And we do have a group for this podcast on Ravelry. If you're over there and up at the top, you hit the groups tab, search Crazy Sock Lady Podcast. It should pop right up for you. There's always links down below this video. In the down bar, if you just head down there, everything's linked for you guys. There's show notes for this episode, links to project pages. Everything should be there. If I forget to link something, just comment down below and I will get that link added. We received a couple of prizes for the Stash Busters Cal, so I wanted to go ahead and share those with you guys and chat about the Cal for a moment. Now, the Stash Busters Cal is a year-long knit-along that I'm co-hosting with Julie of Twin Stitches Designs. Julie has a podcast. She designs gorgeous patterns, so make sure that you're following her and you're in her Ravelry group if you want even more chances to win some prizes. So I won't go through all of the details of the Cal. Basically, use your stash. If you want more details, you can check out the Ravelry group or the video. I will link everything down below. There's a video on YouTube where I go through the full details of the knit-along. But yeah, basically use your stash. Now I do have, before I show you the prizes that we received since the last episode, I have a winner to announce. So Heather Laws is a pattern designer and she donated a pattern. It's a pattern winner's choice of what pattern they want from her Ravelry shop. And she wanted to donate that to all of the chatter that went on in the Stash Busters Cal for January. So what I did is I went through and for the chatter thread, because it's open just per quarter for the chatter thread. So I went through January 1st to January 31st to see how many posts there were within January, and there were 349 posts. And so since she wanted to do it from the January chatter, I did random number generator 1 through 349, and the winner was post number 197, and that is Elaine. I'll put your Ravelry name right down here below, so congratulations, Elaine. I will put a link down below to Heather's Ravelry store. If you want to take a look, pick out your pattern, send me a Ravelry message, and then I will get that information over to Heather. So again, congratulations, Elaine. Thank you, Heather, for donating a prize to the chatter thread. Heather has also donated a pattern prize to the first quarter prize drawing. So that is super exciting. Now, some other prizes that we received in the mail are yarn. And I received, the first one is from Allison, my friend Allison of Lofty Loops, and it is this gorgeous skein of yarn. So Allison sent me some yarn. We're collaborating on something super fun and special that's coming up. But she sent this and she said, keep it or use it as a giveaway. So I thought it would be super fun to use it as a giveaway for the Cal, share the love with you guys. So this is Lofty Loops yarn. This is her Mother of Dragons colorway. Ooh, look at those greens. And this is on her Lofty Glitz base, which is a 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% silver stellina, 438 yards, 100 grams. So I will get this added to the list of prizes that you can find over in the chatter thread. If there are pictures available, I have been putting pictures of the yarn as well. And then we also received from Arctic Crafts, I received 2 skeins of yarn. So this one is for a prize for the Cal. Here's her label. So this colorway, it's Arctic Mahi. I'm having a really hard, I can't read her writing on there, but it's super, super pretty. And it's on her Merino Strong Fine base. It's an 85% merino, 15% nylon, 100 grams to 400 meters. I love those colors in there. So this one will be added to the chatter thread as well for a prize. And then she was super sweet and she also sent over this for a design for me to have some fun and do a design with. So this is the Vintage Rose colorway on her Polldale sock, an 80-20 blend of Polldale wool and nylon, which I've never used that before. So I'm very excited to give that a try. And it's 100 grams, 400 meters. Very pretty. I'm very excited to have some fun with this one. I've been really enjoying kind of dusty rose kind of colors lately. So this one's going to be a lot of fun to design with. I have no clue what it will be yet. I mean, socks are obviously my favorite thing to design, so it might be socks. So those are the new prizes that we have received for the Cal. So again, as I always say, if you're a maker and you want to donate any prizes to the Knit Along, be sure to contact me and let me know. Right now I'm accepting prizes for Q1, and once Q1 is up, I'll start accepting for Q2, and the same thing for Q3 and 4. So we've had a ton of finished objects for this Knit Along. I'm gonna have another little video up on YouTube talking about the stats, the Ravelry group stats, like how many posts were made, and then my personal stats of what I've used or the lack thereof. But yeah, so be sure to check that out on YouTube. I'll link it below if it's up by the time this podcast episode goes up. All right, now let's chat about finished objects. I have one pair of finished socks to share with you guys. Oh no, I forgot that this was in here. Allison also sent over a couple of little stitch markers and progress keepers. And I'm gonna go ahead and put these with the yarn that she sent for the giveaway. Cute little kitty and a little book. I forgot that those were down inside of the bag there. Okay, so the finished object that I have to share with you guys is a pair of socks. Last episode, I think I only had one sock completed. So these are a pair of socks that I made for my sister Cassie. And I talked last week about how this was a mystery skein of yarn, that it was deep stashed, it had been caked for a couple of years. I had no clue what it was. I couldn't remember. The tag had disappeared at some point. A lovely, lovely viewer, thank you so much, just happened to be watching old episodes, I think. I don't think she purposely went back and looked for this. I think she just happened to be watching. And I talked about this yarn, I'm guessing probably when I received it maybe. I don't remember. She didn't say, but I talked about this yarn on that episode. So this yarn is Sweet Sparrow Knits in her Aria colorway. That's what it is. It's no longer a mystery. I know I know now. So these are done. I'm very, very pleased with how they turned out. The reason I did these for my sister Cassie is she's a Green Bay Packers fan, and somebody said this looked like Green Bay Packers collars, so I thought that would be perfect. So these, I actually did block these. And sorry, that was probably kind of loud. I set the blockers down. I blocked these, and then now I'm going to just put them, I have a little bin up on top of my cubbies here, just a plastic clear container that I picked up probably at Walmart. And I'm just gonna place these inside of there, and then in the future, sometime throughout the year, I will gift these to Cassie. I've made her a pair of socks before. Only one pair, I think. It's been a while, so I thought it would be fun to put these aside and gift these to her. I did want to chat for a moment. I've had a lot of questions about blocking socks recently, about should you block them, when should you block them, when does it not matter. I will say I typically don't block socks that I make for me, for Eric, for Wyatt. Now, if I'm making them and they're a gift for like my mother-in-law, or like these, a gift for my sister Cassie, I will block them. It's not necessary, but they do just look so nice and pretty when they're blocked. So if they're a gift and I'm like, oh, I want the presentation of them when they're opened to be very, very nice, then I will just give them a quick block. It doesn't take any time. I have, let's pick these back up, some sock blockers that I ordered from Webb's. I'll link them down below. I'm pretty sure they still carry them. And I just soak the finished socks for about 15 minutes in some cool water I usually use Tuft Woolens, and then I wrap them in a towel, press gently all of the water out, put them on the blockers, and they're usually dry the next day. So I live in Arizona and it's just very dry here. It's not humid, so they dry very quickly. So that's how I block my socks. And like I said, it is absolutely not necessary to block them. It's not normal that I do, only if it's for a gift that I want them to look super, super nice when they're opened up, or if it's a design and I'm gonna be taking photos, then I will usually block them as well to get some nice photos of them just laying out. Okay, those socks I did 64 stitches. Let me pull those back over because I didn't even chat about the construction of these socks, which I did last week, so you guys know. But so these socks I cast on 64 stitches on a US 1 2.25 millimeter needles. That's my standard go-to for an adult sock. And I just did knit 2, purl 2 ribbing for the cuff, and then just plain stockinette. There was no patterning that I did on this sock. I did a slip stitch, heel flap, and gusset, and then just a basic rounded toe. And the counts for everything that I did with the heel flap, the toe, all of that can be found in any of my patterns that are available on Ravelry and Etsy. And I do have a few free patterns over on Ravelry that you could check out as well. Okay, that's it for finished objects. That's all there is. I did finish 2 designs. I'm looking at them right now. They need, one's blocking, it's probably still a little damp, but I need to get photos of them, get the photos in the patterns. The patterns are ready to go. I just have a couple of little gauge things to add in and all of that. And then I need to get testers. So keep an eye out if you're interested in test knitting a DK weight cowl or a pair of socks. I always post a call for testers in my Insta stories over on Instagram, which if you don't follow me there, it'll be linked below. That is where I am the most active. And I put it up in the Insta stories with a link that you can fill out the form. And I always leave that open for 24 hours. And then I usually choose about 10 or so test knitters. It just depends on what the item is. So yeah, if you're interested in test knitting, make sure you follow me over there and keep an eye on that. I'm hoping by the end of next week to have these out to testers at the very latest. I would love to have it done end of this week, but I don't know that I will. Hoping to get pictures today of the socks, tomorrow of the cow, and put all of the finishing touches on everything. So keep an eye out if you want to test knit. Don't message me about test knitting because the messages will get lost. The only way to test knit is to sign up through that forum. That's the only way that I do it. So Insta stories, watch those. You can turn on to be notified when an Insta story is posted, I believe, on Instagram. So check that out. Okay, whips. So I only have one because, like I said, I did finish 2 designs. I have another sock design that I'm working on, and I have a couple more that I'm getting ready to start for socks and other things. So I only have one other work in progress right now that's gotten a decent amount of work. I've worked on my olive leaf pullover here and there, but it's just in a plain stockinette area, and I've only done a couple of rows here and there. So it hasn't had a lot of love and attention. I need to change that. So I have this work in progress in a bag from Sandy by the lakeside. And it's a pair of socks for Wyatt. I did talk about this last episode. It is out of Knit Picks Felici in the Spring Blooms colorway. And I've made a decent amount of progress, I think. So here's where I'm at. I've gotten the heel flap done. The gusset decreases are done. This yarn is super fun. Definitely spring. So what I've done here is place a marker every 10 rounds. Just makes it easier to count the rounds. And then I've placed this to mark the round where I did the heel flap. It's a cute little sneaker, progress keeper. I can't remember. It's like a little Converse sneaker. I can't remember where that came from. For Wyatt socks, I cast on 56 stitches. That's what works the best for him. Knit 2, purl 2, cuff, just plain stockinette. This has just been some mindless knitting. Super great for just a couple moments when I have time to just do a couple of rows on something small and easy to pick up and do. Good for in the car, all of that stuff. When I'm not driving, obviously. I'm doing this on my signature DPNs and a US 1 2.25 millimeter needle. Like I said, that's pretty much it for works in progress. I caked up a bunch of yarn. I think it was over the weekend. I think it was Saturday maybe. I can't remember what day it was, but how many did I cake up? I think there's 7 skeins over there. One's a pair of socks for Eric, another pair for my mother-in-law, my February Desert Vista Dye Works socks, and then 3 or 4, I can't see them all, they're kind of stacked over there, 3 or 4 for new design things that I have coming up. So lots of stuff coming, socks always. I hope that you guys do not get bored of seeing socks because I feel like that's kind of all I've had time for lately. I'm like, man, I have a sweater going, but I haven't worked on it. All I have to show are socks. So I hope that you guys don't get bored with socks. You just spice it up a bit and start some other things maybe. Socks, and more socks. I am going to be doing the socks that I caked up yarn for. At least 2 of them are going to be patterned socks. So at least they won't be vanilla socks. Okay. What else do I have to chat about today? I got some super fun yarn. So if you've been watching for a while, I did the Desert Vista Dye Works year-long knit along last year. You use any of her yarn and knit a pair of socks a month. So I completed last year. The year before last I did not, but I completed last year. And if you complete the whole year, you get a skein of yarn from her that is like a special exclusive skein just for those who complete the knit along. So everyone probably has not received theirs yet. I just saw her yesterday, but I can't remember when she said she hadn't mailed them all out. I do know that, I think. But anyways, you probably haven't received yours yet. If you haven't and you don't want to be spoiled, do not look. I will tell you when to look away. But Susan's in my knitting group. She lives right around where I live, so she's in my knitting group, and I got my skein of yarn delivered to me at Knit Group yesterday instead of mailed. Save some postage. So I am gonna show that. So go ahead and look away. Do not look if you have not gotten it yet and you do not want to see what it looks like. So this is the exclusive skein for the Desert Vista Dye Works 2019 knit along. If you complete it all year, don't look. I'll tell you when to look back. Okay, you can look back. I love it so much. I'm so excited to knit this up. I'm gonna wait. It's not gonna be my February one. I might knit it up next month. Yeah, I love it. I'm very excited about it. I'm excited to see it striped up. The colors are very pretty in this skein, and I can't wait to see how they work striped up. All right, last thing, I think, I'm just double checking my notes to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I think the last thing is a couple of giveaway winners to announce, and then just some chatter. So I did, I think it was last month, a video announcing, it was a Yarnable unboxing video, and I had 2 Yarnable boxes that I was giving away. I only had one winner contact me. The other winner did not contact me. It's been over a month, so I'm gonna go ahead, I did go ahead and draw a new winner from the comments on that video, and I'm gonna go ahead and announce the new winner since it was not claimed. So this is for a Yarnable box that is back from the fall, and this will be the 3rd winner that I've announced for this box. It was not claimed the first time, it was not claimed the second time, so maybe the 3rd time is the charm. The colorway is absolutely gorgeous. I'm not sure if people just aren't watching, they're entering and then not watching to see if they've won. They're missing that video where I've announced, but hopefully this winner sees it and the 3rd time's a charm and it can be claimed and have a home and be knit into something absolutely beautiful. So the winner that I drew is Leslie Stanbridge. So Leslie, if you're watching, please email me at crazysockladypodcast@gmail.com. The email will be down below in the down bar, and give me your mailing address and I will get that sent out to you. Then we have another giveaway winner from last episode. I gave away the Spring Clark and Elle minis. So that's kind of a Advent type thing where you can open up a mini once a week throughout the spring quarter. And she was so generous to let me do a giveaway for the spring minis. So I drew the winner from the last episode, the comments on the last episode. And that winner is Misty York. So Misty, same thing. If you will email me at crazysockladypodcast@gmail.com with your mailing address, I will get that sent over to Clark and Elle, and then they can get those minis sent out when they are ready to go. So congratulations to our 2 winners. Thank you guys so much for participating in those giveaways. It's always so much fun for me to be able to share the love and give things away here on the podcast. I think that's pretty much it for knitting stuff today. Let's see what has been going on. We had a pretty relaxing weekend. We did not have a basketball tournament to go to, so it was kind of a nice break from our normal hustle and bustle of the crazy weekends with Austin's club basketball. Eric and Austin were battling colds over the weekend. They both had colds. Started with Austin, and then Eric got it. So far, knock on wood, Wyatt and I have not caught the colds. I kind of felt like I was, but I have not came down with it yet, so I'm hoping I'm good. But it was a nice break for them too, to be able to rest up and kind of recuperate from the colds that they had. Austin's school team is still undefeated in basketball, so that's been fun for him, his team, for us to watch. They are 4-0 right now. They've won all 4 of their games. They have their 5th game tonight, so we will see how that goes. We watched the Super Bowl over the weekend, as I'm sure many did. I've never been huge into football. I went to football games in high school, but that was just to hang out with friends. I don't know that I ever really watched the game. I just hung out with friends. But yeah, we watched the Super Bowl. Wyatt is very into football right now. Eric likes football. So I'm trying to get more into it, because I've really found with the boys, it's fun for me to get involved in things that they really enjoy. So Austin loves basketball. I never watched basketball before he fell in love with it, but now that's something that we can bond over. You know, we can watch games together, or we can chat about, oh, did you hear about this that happened in that game, like NBA games and things like that. So it's become a fun thing that we can bond over, and I love trying to find things like that with the boys that I can get involved with and bond with them over that thing. So with Austin, it's been basketball. You know, I've jumped in, I've learned more. I've come to really enjoy watching basketball. I find I watch it even when he's not around. So I'm trying to do that with football, since Wyatt loves football and he's getting ready to start flag football this month. So I'm really trying to jump in and learn what I can about football and watch with him and talk to him about it. So I tried to pay attention during the Super Bowl. The commercials, there were so many commercials that were sad this year, I felt like. Maybe they're always like that and I just don't pay attention. But this year they were sad, and the Google one really got me, with the and the older gentleman who asked Google, like, you know, how to not forget things, and he was trying not to forget his wife, and like tears pouring. It got me. I don't think I've ever cried like that at a commercial, ever. My family was looking at me like, wow, that really made you cry. But yes, that one got me good. I think it's on YouTube. Maybe I'll put a link below if you, I don't know that I would recommend watching it, because you'll cry. It's so sad. Oh man, it got me. But yeah, so we watched the Super Bowl, had all the Super Bowl food, lots of snacks and buffalo chicken dip, and it was a great relaxing weekend. Perfect kind of reset and restart for the week, to just spend the day with family. I did lots of scrappy crocheting and knitting, so that was a good day. And then this week, it's just been work, like all the work. I have had so much to do this week. It's been really fun getting some new designs finished and starting some new ones. I have so many fun things that I'm hoping to bring to you guys throughout this year. I just need more hours in the day. I'm sure we can all relate to that. But all right, I think that is all that I have for today. I am going to sign off now and go finish my coffee that is getting kind of cold. And I hope that you guys will have a great week or so until I see you again. And until we do get to chat again, happy knitting. Bye.